What's up, guys? Back for another Honkai Star Road video. In today's video, I thought it'd be a great idea, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, what do I want to record? I could finally do the new Simulated Universe update, but you know, I gotta test it like a little bit more so I really know what I'm talking about for that one, right? So we got on that eventually, right? If you haven't done it, then I was like, okay, maybe we could do like a top 10 or like units you should have on your account, you know, because we're still a few days off before we should start doing the should you summons for the rerun characters and all that. Still don't have Rappa's light cone, so I can't do like, you know, how good is Rappa with her light cone shenanigans. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know, it'd be a great video rating every character until we get to Rappa, which means rating characters in the order I think they should go. Meaning, who do I think is stronger between someone like Sampo and, like, let's say Natasha, right? And that means I would have to rank them in the order I think they go. And oh man, I can already see the hate comments. So I just want to say this is purely my opinion, right? Just because one unit is above another or two tiers above another does not mean that I think that this character is god tier, this character is just unusable garbage. They're probably like insanely close, and the only thing defining them is like the enemies we're fighting right now, or maybe the meta at the moment. And just a slight change in something could completely change their places. So just letting you know that right now. But anyway, I'm going to rate every character before we get to Rappa. And to make it fair, I made a lot more extra tiers, so you don't really know where I'm going to stop and place Rappa. But without further ado, let's get into it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Star Wars content. Let me know what you think are the top characters in the game in the comments. Let me know if you disagree with me or agree with me. Don't worry, I'll know if you disagree with me because I'll probably see, oh, you should never play the game again. You're stupid. Yeah, people are really aggressive. Mostly just the internet over the past like few years. You know, instead of being like, oh, you know. Personally, I believe this, yada yada. It's like, oh yeah, you should just like, you know, never play this game again, uninstall. I can't believe you think that the Fire MC is one tier lower than March 7th. Oh my god. Anyway, number one character in the game, I'm gonna say it right now, Aventurin. I think there's no need to explain why. Pretty much the one character in the game that is almost unkillable unless you're doing a very high difficulty simulated universe event. I don't think I've ever gotten close to dying unless I was frozen by him, and pretty much if you get CC'd then it's a bit rough, right? But he has so much effect res and he's putting shields on all of your teammates. He's just an insanely good character, plus he's doing some decent damage also while debuffing and increasing crit damage. He just chef's kiss, right? Absolutely disgustingly good character. If you don't have him, you are actually just missing out on the freest hit auto on whatever content you want, and you're pretty much gonna beat it. Now, unfortunately, there is going to be some cases where hitting auto doesn't really help you because most of the endgame content is how fast can you clear this, which is unfortunate. But if there's ever a boss where you just have to beat, Aventurin will make sure that when you hit auto, come back, it'll be done, right? He's just that broken. Then for number two, obviously, by the way, supports and sustains are going to be higher up on the list because I value them more than actual DPSs, because the DPS is just flavor of the week, you know, next DPS kind of thing. So next character, number two, is Robin. Best support in the game. Don't really think I have to elaborate much on that. Does her own damage, action advance for the whole team. You know, generates entering when characters attack, increases follow-up damage, increases crit damage, all that good stuff. Just absolutely disgustingly good support. Then number three, we have good old, where is she, Ruan Mei. Now, the reason I have Ruan Mei in third is because she's pretty much, Robin is amazing universally, right? And Ruan Mei is also good universally. However, you want her for your break teams. And considering no other character increases break efficiency, pretty much every break DPS is fighting over her. You want to use Firefly, Ruan Mei wants to be on the team. You want to use Rappa, Ruan Mei wants to be on the team. You want to run Boot Hill, Ruan Mei wants to be on the team. You can substitute some teams out of Ruan Mei, but at the end of the day, most of the time you just want Ruan Mei on the team. And that goes for any other break DPSs, right? If you want to use like break Luca or break I'm forgetting their name. Oh my lord, Jue, if you want to run Break, Misha, I've seen some people do, I haven't tried it, so I don't know how good it is, but pretty much any break team, you want to run Runmei, so she easily is going to be third. The only reason I don't have her above Robin is because Robin is actually advancing the whole team, plus is insanely good on follow-up, so I feel like she slightly beats out Runmei in that regard. But next up, we have number 4, and number 4 is going to be none other than our first DPS of the list, and that is, where is she, actually? Hello? Oh, she's right here. Good old Fei Zhao. Now, Fei Zhao is number 4 because even in modes like Pure Fiction, she's absolutely destroying the competition. Fei Zhao has a guaranteed follow-up after you use her skill, so she technically, being single target, she also is technically multi-target in a sense, because if you kill the enemy with a skill, then she'll follow up on the next character. Her ultimate is absolutely disgusting because it breaks through toughness of any enemy, does a bunch of damage, considering a follow-up as well. So if you have follow-up support, it's buffing her as well. She has so much gimmick to where if we have characters who are boosting follow-up attack damage in the future as well, someone like Robin, for example, since her ult is follow-up attack, you're getting advantage about that, and she just racks up so much damage. Absolutely disgusting unit. Easily at number 4, right? Then we got 5. 5 will be none other than Miss Firefly. Where is she? I actually can't find her. What? Oh, she's right here. Firefly, not much to say, right? Break unit, really strong. Implanting fire weakness is insane because you have the likes of Gallagher and Linkshia who can take insane advantage off of that. Implant units are some of my favorite units, and they are so insanely strong, especially on break teams where you want to break the enemy as quickly as possible, so you can either get the break effect stuff off or just straight up do super break and go absolutely crazy. Firefly deserves this spot, right? Then we got number 6. Now number 6 is going to be where is she? Am I blind? Ah, there she is. Oh wait, hang on. What am I thinking? Actually, we're about to, am I about to make a new decision here? And I think I am. I think I am. Unless I'm forgetting someone. No. Yeah, I'm thinking this is it right here. Number 6 is gonna go to Topaz. Now, I kind of want to put Akron a tier higher, just because Mo's exists, so there's other options besides Topaz, right? Most of the time, the higher tier characters do not have a replacement Venturing. There's no other shieldar that does anything nearly as good as him. Robin, same thing. You can't action advance the whole team. Runmei, no weakness break efficiency. Fei Zhao is just the best DPS in the game. Firefly, best break DPS in the game. Topaz, has modes as a replacement and March, but I think she still deserves 6, right? Still a really good sub DPS. Follow-up teams love her, and you even get a cool little buddy who helps you find treasure. Not really relevant for this, but I mean, hey, we're going to include it anyway. Then number 7, Akron, pretty much just very strong DPS. She also has the added benefit of being able to destroy toughness with her ultimate, so that is very cool. Fei Zhao stole her whole flow with that, but I mean, hey, Akron is still an insanely good DPS, so here we are, right? Next up, we have a good sustain in Ho-Ho. Now, I think Ho-Ho is the second best sustain because not only are her heals insanely strong, but she's also giving energy and attack with her ultimate. That way, she doesn't just fade out and be like, oh, well, I don't really need a healer at this point. I need a healer who also is supporting, and she does both, right? Now, I do think that eventually she'll probably get power creeped pretty quickly once we start getting more healers in the game, because more than likely we're going to start getting characters who, oh, heal this character and they get a buff for like 3 turns because you healed them, and that gives them like crit damage or something, right? Once we start getting that, which has a healer that applies a buff of some sort that is a bit easier to apply than Ho-Ho's ult, then Ho-Ho's probably going to go down a little bit, but her heals are extremely strong, and it is blast, so it heals 3 characters at once, and most of the time, unless you're running a super beefy character, it's going to full heal the side characters as well, at least for me, and mine doesn't have that insane of rolls. So Ho-Ho, number 8, right? Then we have not Rappa, I know, I'm sorry, that is going to be good old let me double check the list really quickly. I unorganized them because I thought it'd be a great idea, and then I realized that I'm slowly starting to regret that because I can't exactly remember who I was putting up. There we go. Good old Linkshia. Now, the only reason I don't have Linkshia any higher than Poho is for one reason. That's because while being by far the best healer in the game, she isn't going to be giving a universal buff as Poho. I know she is a DPS as well, so I will give her that. But in my eyes, Poho giving energy and attack is just slightly better. I feel like these are very close to being interchangeable though, because break meta is so strong. I wouldn't mind putting her here, but I feel like the fact that Gallagher exists, I'm a Linkshia defender. I think Linkshia is easily better than Gallagher, right? However, what is going to hurt a unit, in my opinion, of being top tier, like I said before, is if a character does what they do good enough to justify not pulling for them, which is what hurts Topaz a little bit in my eyes, but I still think she deserves to be number 6, right? Same thing with Linkshia. Just Gallagher existing does hurt her, and there are some cases where Gallagher is actually better if you want to get toughness broken quicker. So, unfortunately, she's going to have to go to 9, right? Then number 10 is going to be good old Foxboy. Now, I actually skipped this guy because I wasn't a huge fan of his design, but I'm going to be honest with you, bro is absolutely busted. Best buddies with Acheron, defense strat, it's literally just 5-star Pela, right? And we all know how good Pela is. Pela is so good that if I were to do a video on Pela, I don't think she'd be that much lower than where I have Rappa, right? Which is pretty damn good because look at all these characters, right? Pela is a day 1 unit, right? And Pela was still insanely good and still is insanely good up until now. Now we have, you know, our good friend right here, who is basically a 5-star version of her. But since then, people were begging, they're like, oh man, we need a 5-star Pela, we need a 5-star Pela, we need a 5-star Pela, we need a 5-star Pela. And we finally got 5-star Pela, right? Extremely good character. Only reason he's not higher is just because we've been having a absolute disgustingly good roster recently, or characters who have been revitalized, such as Topaz, who just kind of deserve it a bit better than him, but still very strong character. Now, next up, I'm not including 4-stars. I forgot to mention this. I'm not including 4-stars because they can be a bit iffy. The only 4-star I think I would allow would be Herda and March, just because you can get them maxed out completely for free. Because if I put Gallagher here, right, people are gonna be like, oh, I don't see it, right? Because you don't have Gallagher at C6, right? So I'm just gonna take away the headache and not even include them. But there is a 5-star that I'm gonna include in this technically, and I gotta put Harmony MC, right? Harmony MC is insanely good, and I wasn't going to put him here, right? But I do think I want to anyway. Just because I'm probably not going to say Sunwell because that doesn't really roll off the tongue of the title too well, right? So I think Harmony MC is definitely going to be put at 11. Now, I would put them higher. However, as strong as Super Break is, you only want it for certain characters, right? These characters, obviously you can run like Super Break Sampo, and it works, right? Super Break is that strong. However, you're not going to be running like something like Super Break Acheron, or Super Break Fei Zhao, or you're not going to be running, like you can, if you really want to, but he's kind of limited to just one team, and that is just Super Break. That's just because he is the one applying it, right? And because Super Break doesn't work universally as well as someone like Ruin May or Robin, that's going to knock him down. Do I think, you know, Harmony MC is like, oh my gosh, she's like, he's so low on the list, he's so bad? No, he's insanely good. If I had to rank these in terms of like Z tier, S tier, stuff like that, Harmony MC would probably be in like maybe the 2nd highest tier, right? Or maybe the 3rd, maybe the 3rd at the worst. So he's still a good character, right? Next up, we have the 12th spot, and you're probably wondering, good lord, this guy has not put Rappa yet. How bad is she? Well, I have some good news for you. We're finally ranking Rappa. We are finally ranking Rappa. Rappa, I believe, is at number 12. Now, the reason for this, right, is because Break is very strong, so she is going to be very good. Pure Fiction, she blows through it, right? MOC, she does a really good job at Apocalypse Shadow. She does a good job there. The only thing really hurting her from being higher in my eyes is not being able to implant imaginary weakness. Now, I talked about this before, but having Harmony MC being able to actually help lower toughness is insane. Harmony MC does so much toughness damage, including if you, let's say you don't have Gallagher and Lynxia, ratio would be, or not ratio, what the hell, sorry, imaginary men, you know, there's like a million of them. Venturin is insanely good at that, so you could run him as well if Rappa implanted imaginary weakness. You could run Rappa, Harmony MC, Ruin Mate, and Venturin could help with lowering toughness. That's this implanting weakness is just so strong for break units. Shout out to Silverwolf for like pioneering the way, right? Because Silverwolf is, you know, was so good back in the day. The fall off is crazy. I still think she's a good unit, but this video isn't about Silverwolf, right? If Rappa was able to implant imaginary weakness, I think I straight up would have her right here. I think she'd be at 6 or she'd be at 5. I think she'd be at 5 just because implanting imaginary weakness is slightly not as good as fire, just because we have Lynxia and Gallagher. If we had another imaginary character with break, then we would be cooking a bit more. But I think if we get more fire break characters, Firefly could potentially go up the list. We'll have to see in the future what break or super break or just general utility units go towards these characters for fire and imaginary. Now, funny new Tingyun is going to be fire. I'm really hoping it's a dot unit, but you know, if Firefly does manage to give her a buff because she's implanting fire weakness, then that is just going to make Firefly better. I don't think she'll jump up a tier unless if Tingyun is like break related stuff. I don't think Firefly will jump past Fei Zhao just because of how strong Fei Zhao is, but it'll solidify Firefly staying where she is even more, just because being able to implant a weakness could be, like, make Firefly a support straight up, right? Now, I know people run Rappa and Boot Hill together for sort of like the break combos that they can do together, right? Same kind of thing, right? If we get a new fire DPS, right, break related, and they don't implant weakness, Firefly could be a good sub DPS option on the team. Now, hopefully by that point we kind of like even it out to where like where's a Ruin May super break character that implies super break and weakness efficiency at the same time, just so the teams wouldn't be super wonky. But I could totally see that as a valid option. Rappa, she can't ever do that, unfortunately. So I feel like she probably is going to age a bit rougher because of that. Now, like I said, not saying she's a bad unit, but I do think that's going to knock her down to be at least 12. Now, these are my opinions. Obviously, I still think a lot of these characters are strong, such as, like, let's say, like, Boot Hill's still really strong, Yun Li's still really strong. If I had to keep going, I probably would grab these two characters next, and I'm not saying these ones are in these tiers, right? But I'd probably put them around here, strength-wise, just because they're very close. But I do think Rappa is going to be slightly better, mostly because its break-related stuff is very strong right now, right? And someone like Yun Li against our good friend, I can't remember their names. Oh my goodness, the dot guy who places debuffs but doesn't actually attack is pretty much everywhere, right? If we had actual real enemies who actually hit you, I probably would have actually put Yun Li above Rappa, but as of right now, that guy's pretty much everywhere, so I'm gonna put her a little bit lower. But anyway, that's where the video ends. Rappa is at 12. Let me know what you guys think of this list. I was going to do a different sort of video, but I decided this would probably be a bit funnier, and I'm looking forward to your guys' comments, because most of the time you guys like to absolutely destroy me in the comments. Now, like I said before, 4 stars were omitted from this because I didn't want to have to get into, do I rank them at C0, C6, yada yada. Just figured I wouldn't put it, and the only stretch of this was putting Harmony MC, right? Because technically 5-star character, I know, but it's also technically a free character. Whatever. If we're not counting him, Rapha's just here, right? But anyway, that's it for the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and of course, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Thanks for watching.